Hi, welcome to part 1 of my review featuring Threat Analysis 1, Collateral, a sourcebook for SLA Industries 2nd edition. If you haven't seen my review of SLA Industries 2nd edition, please check out the playlist in the description below. This is a bestiary but also effectively a sourcebook filled with ideas for missions, scenarios. This is one of the best bestiaries that I have seen in my entire RPG career, because it is so packed with information. And because this is Threat Analysis 1, maybe there are more books coming up, so this is amazing. Now let's talk about the quality of the PDF. The quality is great. The document is fully bookmarked. Everything is well written, organized, and explained. Well, in some cases I think a few more commas would have been better. It's not going to get too confusing, but definitely a few more commas would have made it easier to understand the context of certain things. The illustrations are amazing as well. They are just like the comic book or graphic novel style of illustrations that you can find in the core rulebook. The graphic design overall and the layout is quite grim, quite down to business, no nonsense. Here people die, and the higher-ups will not bat an eyelash. So the quality is great. Let's talk about the contents. Throughout the book you have fiction, which is dark and dreary as expected from SLA Industries. Apart from that, the book contains background and stats concerning dream entities, Mort city gangs, machines, serial killers, scary monsters, the children of Scarog, Planet Mort fauna, and the Naga 7 division. This division is quite interesting because it offers many possibilities for player characters. There are all sorts of features to customize your characters so that they truly belong to Naga 7 division, a division that is supposed to fight these terrors of the night. But remember, in SLA Industries, there are no good guys. These are the bad guys against the worst guys. Well, perhaps in some cases there could be some decent people, but they are usually not around for long. Now let's start with the dream entities. A dream entity is the byproduct of a reality beset with logical errors and anomalies. It is a creature dredged up by confusion, dread, and imagination, within a region where the normal laws of reality and truth are unstable. It begins as a simplistic form of negative energy that gradually transforms into a semi-solid cocoon, also known as a dream sack. We will talk about those later on. In their endless circulation of downtown, the Aethernauts study dream entity activity and assess the threat levels. The stronger the influence of dream entities and other abnormal disturbances such as summoned White Earth denizens and the Xi'an cult have on urban environs, the more they disturb the fabric of reality. They cause a terrible disease known as the Grey. A Grey Zone represents a specific region or group of individuals who have been completely taken over by the Grey virus. Anyone untrained in high levels of dream lore or trained as a Naga 7 operative are highly likely to contract the disease and are thus forcibly confined to the region. This is a disease of the mind. There is no specific biological cause for it. It is contamination through the brain waves. Once a building or region is deemed a Grey Zone, the investigating Aethernaut sprays a stenciled Grey Zone warning symbol on the walls of the infected area and immediately sends word to Naga 7 division. The presence of dream entities is a serious problem, not just for those unlucky enough to have to face them. Dream entities are highly territorial in nature, and while dangerous, they are essentially the symptom of a greater issue. Where dream entities are allowed to persist, they infect their locale with the memetic disorder known as the Grey. There are 7 stages to this virus of the mind. First, extreme nausea, vomiting and disorientation, similar to effects of motion sickness. Stage 2 is about conventional illness to imaginary horror. The victim grows pale at first, then gray in the skin, leading to desaturation in the eyes, hair, and eventually every aspect of their being, even their clothes. Stage 3 is the final stage. Sections of the victim's anatomy gradually turn semi-transparent, exposing the skeletal structure beneath the glass-like flesh. Much of the pain and discomfort leaves the body and the sufferer slides into a somnambulant state, barely conscious of themselves or their surroundings. A memetic disorder is a particular type of toxicant that is passed through psychological activities rather than by viruses or pathogens. You have all of the information concerning the gray, the vectors, the stages, the treatment. However, the treatment is not exactly conventional. It is achieved through luminosity. This is the premier treatment for memetic disorders, particularly the gray. Like Mr. Minty's mints, luminosity is largely dependent on the placebo effect, and hence comes in a special sealed plastic box with luminosity written on the side in exaggerated letters. Since it is a problem of the mind, the gray can be treated by the mind itself. There's never been a worse time to be a downtown civilian in Mort City. Just leaving one's apartment can lead to a bad end via numerous means. There are gangs to extort money from you, or worse, virtue squads who may simply beat you up for fun or ridiculous political reasons. However, downtown civilians were hesitant to report their encounters with the gray and the dream entities because they couldn't fully acknowledge exactly what they were even seeing. Sentient shadows? Whispering darkness? What were Shivers or operatives expected to do to help? It didn't take long for the first engagements to occur between civilians and dream entities, to their misfortune. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part we are going to continue with the dream entities, talking about things such as the logic of dream entities, their influence and bioclassification. Can you see how complete, how robust this sourcebook is? So many details and I didn't even scratch the surface. These dream entities are truly terrifying, especially considering that they infect others through the mind. Thank you for watching this part of the review, and thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. And remember, it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as a player. Once again, thank you, and see you later.